Alright, so sorry for the late start, guys. We did have some technical difficulties. But we are bringing you some Friday Night Magic from Heroes Welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin. As always, I'm Bob Brostrom.
I'm Brent Stearns.
You sounded excited about that.
You know, I'm trying to get good at this.
So it looks like we have some Titan Shift versus Affinity. Traditional Affinity, not the Hardened Scales Affinity that everyone seems to like. So.
Yeah, but traditional Affinity has not seen a lot of play, pretty much because of the Hardened Scales deck nowadays.
But you know what card I do see on that side? The Cranial Plating.
Cranial Plating, yes.
That's probably the best card in the Affinity deck.
Yes.
Especially with 2 Inkmoth Nexuses.
Yeah, you can quickly poison out your
Ooh,
opponent.
And a basic Swamp. Spicy.
Okay, he must be... They usually play one basic. Sometimes they play Thoughtseize in the sideboard.
Could be playing a Disciple of the Vault. I would like that a lot. I don't think he is, but that'd be great.
I highly doubt he is.
Oh, we'll see when he draws it. So on Brendan's side, looks like a Colony Yard Expedition and Beam Deck Relic, interesting, and a Prismatic Omen. So he can kill him on 6 with that Scape Shift.
Yep.
Here we go. We're going to see some Infect damage, your favorite thing. And I happen to know, Brent, that there is an Infect deck out in the field tonight.
Boy.
So, unfortunately, it is piloted by Travis Johnson. So to get it on camera,
if we
we're
get on
gonna
camera,
have to watch it lose.
Yep.
But it's there. It's your favorite deck, I know. Nexus Winter Twin, which we can't play because we'd have to disqualify the person
correct
who is playing it. But all right, so that was an Infect counter, I believe, for 3 artifacts. 4 artifacts, so for 5, because the initial power off the Inkmoth and then the 4 artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
And how interesting basic land choice from Brandon here. I think he's going for all the white bordered mountains. And I guess that makes it easy to find.
Makes it easy to find, and if there's someone like you, you can tilt your opponent very quickly with the white-bordered lands.
Now, let's talk about this here. The resolution on the Relic of Progenitus, Brent. Does the Relic get exiled, or is the...
Well, the Relic, it actually, part of the resolution is you're actually supposed to exile.
That's
it's
what
tap
I
exile, so it should be exiled, but I don't
know that it's going to matter.
It's not really going to matter this matchup, but yes, it should be exiled.
Okay.
Basically for the fact that itself exiles when you use its ability.
You're a big stickler for the rules.
Well,
I don't think it's going to matter.
No.
I mean, Relic isn't really a thing that matters against Affinity.
And neither Relic, main deck Relic is really good against probably about 50%, maybe 75% of your matches, but this is one of the matches where Relic is just a cantrip.
Yes. I like main deck Relic a lot.
Whoops. Sorry about the name. I'm glad that our boss is smarter than we are.
So I thought it was.
Look, I can't read.
There we go.
Sorry about that to Brennan, not Brandon.
When he is famous, he will thank us.
Yep.
Alright, so looks like more Infect. Now he can he can go get a mountain with the Sakura Tribe Elder and kill the Inkmoth Nexus.
Yep.
Yep, so now he's explaining how the Prismatic Omen works.
Yeah, since they're all technically mountains now.
He does control 5 mountains.
And this will be this number 6 coming in, which will then do 3 damage.
Even though he even goes and gets the forest to do it.
Even
maximum confusion.
Yep.
Yep. So it does buff the power, but not the toughness.
Correct. Yep. Should take a look at that one. That's an oldie, but a goodie. Oops.
So you broke it. Pull that one up here for you guys.
In a minute.
There we go. So the 2-mana artifact, equipped creature gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Another reason he'd be playing back mana here. The quick attach for 2 black on their cranial plating to target creatures. So
that's right. The equipped is sorcery speed.
I forget about that.
But yeah, the attach, which was only a Mirrodin thing, they never used the attach mechanic really at all after that. But you can essentially equip it at instant speed for black.
Yep. So he has been sacking those artifacts to the Ravager, which has been kind of helpful here.
Yep. Yeah. Now it's out of Bolt Rage or Valakut range.
Alright, going to get some more mountains here off the Colony Yard Expedition. Goes and gets 2 mountains. Or 2 basic lands, but
2 basic lands, yeah.
Oh, those hurt my eyes.
And
now, I hope he's doing it for the tilt factor and not just he couldn't find mountains, because I will go find him mountains.
I think my favorite part is not only are they whiteboarded, but they're different art.
Exactly.
Oh,
those match.
Oh, no. I'm not as impressed anymore.
I'm going to have to ask him afterwards if that was for the tilt value. If he just grabbed some mountains from the basic land box. I would not allow you to play lands like that, Brent, ever. Throw your deck in the trash.
Oh, man. Everything, not just the mountains?
Everything.
Oh, boy.
Your deck would not deserve to be together.
It looks like he's aiming it at the Ravager.
And he can't sack enough. Well, he could sack everything and give it 6 power and it would die. Alright, so looking for that Primeval Titan, Scape Shift, anything here at this point that gets lands is really, really good. Let's see what he's got here. Another Prismatic Omen.
They don't really stack that well.
No, they are double mountains.
Yes.
Okay, double rainbow.
Across the sky.
He has a Etched Champion, I think, and another Cranial Plating in hand, I believe. Yep, there you go. Get in for 3. Oh, he has just a straight bolt.
Just straight up lightning bolt.
Last card in hand. That's rough.
I think that was kind of Sean's last hurrah there.
Yep. The thing about Etched Champion is it's protection from all colors, but not protection from Valakut.
Valakut is, in fact, a land which is colorless source of damage.
Yep. Mountain does 6 damage to him.
It does 9 damage to him, I believe.
No, he only has 2 Valakuts.
Right, but it's the Valakut that he played. I think it triggers off that one, too.
Well, it would. He would do the mountain, count itself as a mountain, and then 6 damage for the Valakuts.
But since the Valakut also comes into play, it would also trigger.
No, it's just 6.
All right.
Yep, and that's the game. Alright, so we're going to go to the sideboards here.
And that was my mistake. I thought it was, thought he had 2 Valakuts in play. It was a Cinderglade that he hadn't played, so.
The art looks very similar.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's from Zendikar and has the weird little, like, hedrons. So, probably if he has sweepers, I would bring in a lot of Anger of the Gods.
Oh, Anger of the Gods is good, yeah.
As much removal as you can get. Probably not going to have any like land destruction to kill those Inkmoth Nexuses, but yeah, he's got a couple Angers. Looks like a Shattering Spree.
Okay.
Seems good. That's not a card you see very often. Let's go ahead and pull that up here. That was an interesting card you grabbed there. Keljoran Pride.
Look, I pressed a key number. You know what? I'm not even going to explain myself.
That's fine. You don't have to explain yourself. So, Replicate. There are 2 cards that I can name that have Replicate.
Shattering Spree and the duplication one?
Gigadrowse.
Oh, Gigadrowse. Okay, I was thinking of the... No, wait, no, that's not even a card. Never mind. Yeah, Giga Drowse.
Yeah. So Replicate is you can pay a red when you cast the spell, and every time that you do, it copies the spell, puts it directly on the stack. So a lot of times people will use this card to get around like Chalice of the Void.
Yep.
Because it'll counter the original copy, but the other copies go directly onto the stack, so they don't become countered by, so you never cast the spell.
Yep.
I mean, the card was like, I think, a $5 card for a while when Chalice was really popular. The art on it, I used to own a foil of this, and it looked amazing. All those counters being foil.
Yeah, I could see it being very colorful.
I'm not really sure what's going on, but it looks cool. I think it's blowing up like vials of something.
Well, you see, yeah, this is a vial, and somebody went on a spree and started shattering them all.
Look at you with the flavor.
Well, you know. Speaking of flavor, if you were here, there will be pizza coming in after or during round 2.
I heard John ordering it.
Yeah, so. Me too. It made me hungry.
It is pre-release weekend. So if you were hoping to come down for the midnight release, unfortunately it is not going to be available for you tonight, but we do have more this weekend if you guys want to come down and hang out and open some Assassin's trophies.
Pretty much.
There have already been, I was reading this on the internet today, there have already been pre-releases in Australia, and people were not sure if the Assassin's trophy would be available for the pre-release promo, like the stamp promos, inside of the box of Golgari. And they've actually showed pictures of them, so they are available.
Oh boy!
They are going for about $100 to $120 a piece right now. So the speculation is a lot of people are going to play Golgari.
Yeah. So
a lot of shops are actually limiting the number of kits per pre-release, which I think is a good idea. So if you want to come down, you want to play some Golgari, there's still openings, I believe, tomorrow for the later ones, and then I believe you have some on Sunday. So looks like a fun set. I'm excited for next weekend when we can use it in Modern.
Yeah.
Because everyone is up in an uproar. I was talking to a guy this morning about how he thinks Assassin's Trophy is probably one of the most powerful cards he's ever seen printed. So I'm excited to see what would happen here. So it looks like a Thoughtseize taking a Sweltering Suns.
Okay.
The non-exile Anger, basically.
The cycling Anger.
Yes. So that was his probably strongest card in his hand there, unfortunately, I think. Bunch of Mountains, a Search, and a Prismatic Omen. Trying to see what else he has on the deck here. Goes and gets the worst land in the deck, the Basic Forest.
It's kind of the...
Usually
kind of unnecessary evil in the deck.
Usually they play 2 forests. I understand why he's fetching that instead of a Stomping Ground, though, is he kind of wants to preserve his life total.
Right. And if he has a Prismatic Omen in hand, it's going to be a forest eventually anyway, so it doesn't... Or mountain, rather, so it really is not that big of a lost search for the basic forest right now.
Interestingly enough, do you see the card in Sean's hand? Towards the left thumb.
Is that a Blood Moon?
It is.
I thought I saw him board that in.
It is. Does have the mana to play it now, with the Spire of Industry there. I think he's missing a 3rd land, though.
But he's, you know, all these 0 powers, he actually has a lot of power in play right now.
Yes, he does. And if he just draws a land here, I think he's got the game pretty well locked down.
Yeah. Though, I did see Brennan has another Sweltering Suns in hand.
That does cast off of mountains.
Correct. It really does.
So now his lands are mountains, and they will also be mountains again.
Will be mountains.
But the Blood Moon does not work as well as the Prismatic Omen, because the Prismatic Omen lets them retain all of their abilities, whereas the Blood Moon takes them away.
Right.
So, Battle Cry. So I believe that's an attack for 4?
Yeah.
Nope,
no, it would be
for 5,
for 6.
Yes, because the Signal Pest would trigger each other.
Yep.
Affinity math is hard.
Affinity math, especially when you say I'm going to attack with my 4 0-power creatures, take 6 damage.
Those basics.
I love it. I love it.
You'll have to go congratulate him on his basics.
Yes.
It's good to see that he's playing this deck. I know he's playing Death Shadow for a while.
Yeah, he was playing Shadow for a while. I don't know why he's changed it up, but...
Probably wanted to switch things up a little bit. As you know, the deck, you kind of play the same deck for a while, no matter how much you like it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
you
like...
do get kind of bored with it, sort of. I think if he has that Sweltering Suns, I think he just wants to cash it in now.
Yep, and looks like he is here. Yep.
There you go.
Pretty solid. But Sean gets a land off the top here, jams that Blood Moon. Buys him a lot of time.
Even if you do another zero mana creature, he could have played it.
Yep. You can play pretty much every spell in his deck, minus like a Master of Ethereum if he plays it, and that Blood Moon. Alright, so we're up to 5. Everything else after this is damage.
Yep.
And the Expedition is on 1.
And this time he does have 2 Valakuts in play.
Yep. That is not a Cinder Glade.
But he drew the 0 mana creature.
Yep. And, and he draws it. The Blood Moon. Oof, just in time, too.
Yep. So now we're kind of at a weird stalemate because Brennan can't do his normal plan and Sean has no... I guess he has a 1-1 in play.
He does have a 1-1, and it can become a 3-1.
Yeah, I suppose.
4-1, actually. Nope, 5-1. He has a Darksteel Citadel. So that's 5 damage.
1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. The Darksteel Citadel, even though it is a non-basic land, it still keeps the super type of artifact.
Yep. We'll see if the players know that. He should go to 8 here. Yep.
Awesome. He draws the basic mountain.
So he's playing
Perfect.
2 basics at least. Steven.
Well, it's a blocker at least.
Don't think you can pay for Steve that way. Oh, I guess. So, interestingly enough, so the Blood Moon with the Prismatic Omen still allows his lands to be lands of all basic land types.
Correct.
But his non-basic lands are mountains.
Correct.
That's interesting.
His non-basic lands are mountains.
I don't believe that he can cast that with those lands, but he can.
But even if he did, he still had the basic forest in place,
yeah.
so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, all of his fetch lands are now mountains and also islands and forests. It's very confusing, though. It just
but the cards that matter are turned off.
Correct.
So. I don't believe I've ever seen a Prismatic Omen via Blood Moon.
It doesn't come up often, but came up now.
Gonna go get some swamps out of his deck here.
Or mountains.
Swamp, swamp, swamp. Or they could be islands.
I guess.
Or plains.
Or mountains.
They are mountains many times over. So what else is he looking for here? I mean, a Rexage, if it's still in the
if
deck?
he still has Rex, I mean, I don't think he would take out Rexage against the Affinity deck.
A lot of Affinity decks don't play. I mean, I guess for that artifact part of it, yeah. I was just thinking a lot of Affinity decks don't play Blood Moon anymore, but
no.
But yeah, I mean, it does hit an artifact, so
yeah,
why would you not leave that in?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
I'm interested to see if he did, though. I mean, I could see I personally would trim that card. Because I'd be like, all right, I have Shattering Spree, I have Sweltering Suns, I have Anger. Like, I don't need anything else, you know. But
that's true. But you still kind of want your spot removal. Plus, it's a 2/1 body that blocks.
And you can go get it with your pact.
Right. Exactly.
Pact. Oh, look at Steve blocking. Is he actually going to block? Like, is he going to...
Well, it's going to save him 1, but he can't block the Signal Pest.
Yeah,
so.
it has, like, weird flying.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull up Signal Pest here. It has a really weird wording on it. So I'm pretty sure we're going to go to game 3 here. So it has Signal Pest can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach.
That's right.
So it's like it has flying, but it doesn't.
It itself does not have flying, but I'm surprised that, and it probably will happen someday, that this
has a keyword
of like jump or something.
I could see that. So yeah, he is at 2. So I don't think Rexage even gets him out of it here. You need to go like, well, I guess
depends on what's in hand. Yeah, he'd have to have like Rexage into.
He needs a sweeper at this point.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go to a game 3 here. Alright, we'll see if he has the Rexage in hand here. It's not going to be enough, though. He'd have to have Rexage plus a way to go get lands?
It would have to be. I think at this point it has to be Rex Sage into exactly 3rd Valakut, so then he can do.
Yep, because he would get 3 triggers.
Yep.
Which will clear the board. Yep, you did leave the Rex Sage in. This is one of the decks that'll still play this card.
Though he does have a fetch land in play, so he can get rid of the Blood Moon, fetch for a mountain, play a mountain. That would clear the board.
And Rex Sage will block.
Yes. Okay.
Alright, so I think he might have stabilized here. Hasn't won the game yet, but he
No.
definitely has stabilized.
Yep. When
And he has a mountain. So boom boom.
Yep.
Yep, so he's going to do 3/3. And yeah, it does have the fetch land. Wow. Well played by Brennan here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and like I said, like you said too, it's also a 2/1 blocker against the 1/1.
Yep.
Even if he suits it up with the plating, it still, doesn't
Did
matter.
he draw the
10-1.
Galv Blast? How great would that be? Just Galvac Blast you.
I think he would have just windmill slammed it if he drew it. Okay. Because you had to think about that one for a second.
Alright, so we're going to go to game 3 here.
Yeah.
That was... So each player with probably their best possible draws.
Yep, they all top deck what they needed, and Sean's was just a tiny bit better.
I think he was trying to think, like, even if he turned him off, he could have turned him off Metalcraft there by fetching the mountain, but it wouldn't have mattered.
Right, Brandon still at 2, yeah. Galvanic Blast still does 2 damage.
Yep, even if he'd fetch, he'd go to 1.
Yep.
So. Alright, so some good magic here.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot more interaction than I thought we would have.
Yeah.
Now, which deck, if you had to pick one, which would you want to play? Of these two?
Of these two, I'd probably pick Titan Shift.
I would have to agree. I've never really been a fan of it. I mean, I feel like Affinity is a powerful deck. It's a staple of the modern format.
Yes.
It's not my style of deck.
No.
Which I find interesting. It's not your style of deck. You're very much into the all-in like decks. But Affinity isn't a deck that can kill in a turn is an all-in deck.
Right. It's... Affinity, rather, can have, the powerful turn 1 plays like you saw where he had, pretty much 6 power on board by, like, turn 3 with a bunch of 0 mana creatures or 0 power creatures. But sometimes you get the draws where you have a bunch of 2-drops in hand and you just can't do anything, and you're just too slow against like Titan, against decks like Titan Shift that'll just be kill you out of nowhere.
So let me take that question one step further.
Uh-oh.
Next week, Guilds of Ravnica becomes available in Modern.
Yep.
If you have access to the entire Modern card pool, involving the new cards, what deck are you playing?
I think they're
like.
So if I were to,
if you were going to a PPTQ or something like that,
and my only 2 choices were Titan Shift or Affinity.
No, any deck in the format. Like what deck? Because I'm trying to basically the question is, does Modern change on Friday?
So I think we're gonna see.
Like you're going into it knowing Assassin's Trophy is going to be played.
I think a lot of people are going to want to try to play Abzan or try to play Sultai or Jund. I think just straight up a green-black rock with Assassin's Trophy is just good enough. Because there are two. When you're only playing 2 colors, you can play Ghost Quarter or
Field of Ruin.
Field of Ruin, right? And
I like that a lot because then your fields can actually go get the basics out. Because most modern decks play 4 to 5 basics at most.
Yeah.
Unless like blue-white control plays upwards of 7.
Yeah, they play a lot.
So you're on the side of embracing Assassin's Trophy rather than trying to fight against it.
I think if you're afraid of a card, not really afraid, but if you think a card is too good, instead of avoiding it, just play it.
Yep, play it till they ban it, right?
Pretty much.
That's what your philosophy is with all the decks, with all the banned cards.
Well, I happen to play decks that get banned, but Assassin's Trophy, while being a very, very good Magic card,
I do not.
It is not. Yeah, it is not broken. It is a good card.
I like what you said about the green-black deck though, because you're like you said, your Field of Ruins can take out, or Ghost Quarters can take out their basics.
Yep.
So then eventually your Assassin's Trophies just become better Vindicates.
Right. Plus, if you're playing a 2-color deck, you can afford to play more basics. So if you're playing against the mirror or the Assassin's Trophy mirror, you have more basics in your land that you can get.
I think My personal opinion is I think once that card drops, I think Jund. Jund is already a powerhouse.
Yeah.
I think that card slots very well into Jund.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, you if a Bloodbraid Elf and you Bloodbraid into like a Abrupt Decay. Sometimes you don't
a lot of times you just...
There's always going to be a target. I mean, unless your opponent has 0 permanents, and you've probably won the game then.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, looks like Brennan's keeping 7 here. Sean going to 6, I believe. Nope, just doing the etiquette of letting the player on the play. Not something you see very often. That's technically how you are supposed to do it. The player on the play is supposed to decide if they would like to keep first.
Right.
And then you decide. Kind of a moot point at most small tournaments, but I've definitely seen it at some of the higher end ones.
Yeah.
It's more of an etiquette type thing. You are supposed to resolve your scries, however, in order of the play draw.
Correct. That's another thing, too, is usually the scries, they just do it at the same time because,
Yep.
you know, especially in an event like this,
But if you get
tiny
into
percentage points don't
if you
really
get
matter
into the
much.
pro events, like every percent counts. Like,
Right. Oh, absolutely.
You know, the knowledge of whether they topped or bottomed is definitely something you want to know.
Mm.
All right, so going for probably a Cinderglade or a Stomping Ground here. Five cards in hand. Yep, getting this old Stompy. I am excited for some new Shocklands.
New Art Shocklands.
Speaking of Guilds of Ravnica, we are going to have a standard PPTQ at Heroes Welcome here on October 13th. Brent and I are going to try to study up on the standard format, provide you guys with some excellent standard coverage.
Yep.
I believe we're going to see a lot of Assassin's Trophies, a lot of Teferis, and Goblin Chain Whirlers.
Oh, yeah, Goblin Chain Whirlers. Yep.
But yeah, it's going to be a good time.
A lot of Shocklands.
Yep. The mana is going to be pretty perfect.
Oh, man. Whenever Shocklands are in standard, it always seems like it's the best standard.
And you can come down and get your singles, boosters, booster boxes, precons next Friday. I believe John opens at noon. And you can come on down, pick up your product from Heroes Welcome here. Get your cards early, get your deck ready for Friday night.
Get your Assassin's trophies ready. Play your Unmourned Egos.
Karn, Scion of Urza. I like that card a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot of good sideboard cards here. Oh, and a Master.
Master of Ethereum.
With a...
Etch.
No, not an Etch Champion.
Remember, we're pros here.
Steel Overseer.
Thank you. Yeah, Steel Overseer and being out a 2/2 is getting aggressive.
Did he jam?
Yeah, he attacked for 2.
Ooh, I like it.
Then young Steven blocked, and
Young Steven.
even though he's an Obscure Tribe Elder, maybe he's a young Elder for his tribe.
Because he's got that hunched back.
Yeah.
Makes him old. Too many years in non-con.
Oh, jeez.
Alright. I have not seen a single Primeval Titan. I mean, I know they're in his deck, obviously, but I have not seen him cast one. Be pretty good in this point here.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a Galvanic Blast. Ravager. Oh, boy. Is it enough to kill him yet?
Not yet, but they're starting to get bigger than Sweltering Sun range.
So that's an attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
I think it was 8, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Ethereum, and then 2 from the Worker.
Alright.
Or whatever that thing is called. Assembly Worker. What is it again?
Steel Overseer.
Steel Overseer.
Assembly Worker. He's assembling his team.
Well, you know. He brings everybody together.
He is. It's the life of the party.
Yep.
He brings snacks.
He brings the snacks.
You have a chip. And you have a chip. All right, needs a big draw here. Prismatic Omen, Scapeshift. That would be my draw. That's what I play.
That'd be your wish.
Yes.
He's gonna play.
Anger does, I think, do it here. He could save. Well, Master will
live.
Yep.
Like just by itself, because even after everything,
he could try to save the Ravager here. He'd lose. He could sack the Steel Overseer, goes to 2. Sack a land and another thingy would go to 4.
Right. So I guess he's making him choose if he wants to.
But
have
he shrinks the Overseer.
Right. He's making him
Master.
choose between the Master and the Ravager.
I think you keep the Master.
I believe so. I think he's going to
sack
sack
you put the
Ravager.
artifacts.
Oh.
Well, I would just put all the counters on the Master. Oh, so it does it 3 and the +1/+1.
Boy, we're good at math. So
Yep.
yeah, because he keeps it alive. So they're both.
Keep both.
Yep, they're both 4/4s.
I always forget about the +1/+1 clause on the the Master.
Yep. Yeah, I did too. So he didn't have to sacrifice both artifacts like I was thinking.
So
or
it's
both lands rather.
4 and 4, so 8 damage coming across here. And he has that Galvanic Blast in hand.
Oh boy.
So this is lethal. So yeah, attack for 8.
Put him down to 3 and then
Goes
Galvanic.
to 3, Galvanic Blast. Yep, and boom. And that's it.
There you
so
go.
we have Sean Stearns coming back from a game down.
Yep.
Takes round number 1. So it looks like most of the games are finished here. So we're gonna come back to the old booth.
Nothing to do with it.
Oh, hi.
Ooh, we're sporting the brand new acquired Heroes Welcome shirts. John does sell them if you guys are interested in them as well. It's got kind of a cool thing on the back. It has the store name. It has where we're from, Menominee, Wisconsin. So if you guys want to go, you're going to a local tournament, you're going to something in the cities, you're going to a big event, it's always nice to support your local shop.
Absolutely.
I'm a big fan of supporting game stores because without them, you have no place to play your cards. So what's the point of buying them?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So yeah, we got to see some good Magic that round. Next round is our favorite round, the Pizza Round.
Pizza Round. Sounds
yeah.
like a game show. And welcome to the Pizza Round.
So we're going to probably wrap up this round here, and we'll be back for round number 2 for some more Magic. Ooh, we made it time for the dice roll.
Hey, we're actually on time this time.
So round number 2 is underway here. We have some blue-white miracles versus some Boros burn, some red-white burn.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting to see if the blue-white deck can kind of stabilize. Also, how many copies of Baneslayer, Lyra, and Timely Reinforcements are in the deck.
Pretty much, yeah. There's some blue-eye lists that I've seen been running main deck Timely Reinforcements. I'm not sure if Nick is, but
Yeah.
it's interesting to see if he is or not.
I know Gabriel Nassif, big Timely Reinforcements fan, so... he is telling me he is on the 4 Terminus plan.
I love me some 4 Terminus plan right now.
Alright, so going to 18. Probably a Goblin Guide or a Suspended Rift Bolt or a Monastery Swift Spear.
Or Lightning Bolt or Lava Spike or...
I guess Lava Spike is a... Lightning Bolt, probably not. Lava Spike, yes. I can see that. Suspended Rift Bolt.
Suspended Rift Bolt, though, yep.
Alright. Rift Bolt comes off, heading up to the dome, bolting him straight to the head.
A Tony Pace reference.
That does draw another Rift Bolt here. Ryan used to play way back when we used to play Vintage a long time ago. Him and his brother. Andy, if you're watching, hello. Used to play a lot of Affinity.
Yeah, Vintage Affinity.
Affinity with some Moxes.
Yes.
And Lotuses. Powering out the double Ravager on turn 1.
It was a different time in Magic.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
I wish I had
agree.
those cards still. Could buy a house.
Yes, you could.
Alright, so 3. It's going to Field of Ruin. It's going to hit that Sacred Foundry.
It's going to hit the white source.
Yep, each player searches. I would be surprised if he runs a basic planes, though, but weirder things have happened.
And most burn decks do not run basic planes.
Nope,
Yeah,
goes
it's
and gets
just
the
the
Mountain.
mountains.
Could fire off a Lightning Bolt here, though, interestingly enough. As that does come into play untapped. Good guy Nick with the no cut here.
Good guy Ryan with no cut.
That's a trust. That's trust in the Magic players. He does draw a spike, so you can go Spike Bolt this turn. There's the Lava Spike. Such a powerful card.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think a 1 mana, sorcery speed Lightning Bolt would be that good, but it's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Just any of the 1 mana do 3 damage to your face. Essentially, Burn is a combo deck of sorts.
Yep. Alright, getting down to 8 here. Double Boros Charm if you can draw white mana. Nick with maybe a Cryptic in hand. It is a helpless feeling sitting across Burn free sideboard, though.
Yes.
I think he does have the Invocation Cryptic in his hand.
Yep. Yeah, I think I saw that too.
Arid Mesa.
Feels so bad to play a Cryptic Command any of the burn spells, but you got to do what you got to do.
Don't believe he can cast. Is that a Lightning Helix?
This is a Lightning Helix.
Alright, I was gonna say, I don't believe he can cast the Lightning Helix. Alright, they're gonna rewind here.
Yep.
He could cast it if he just goes and gets a
Yeah,
Sacred Foundry.
he just needs to go fetch a Sacred Foundry, but yeah, he can't cast Lightning Helix off of double red.
Yep. So it's all good here, though. Friday Night Magic, all in fun.
Yeah. They both caught it. They both realized, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yep. So we'll see if that's still what he wants to do there. I mean, obviously he knows that he has a Cryptic now.
Yep.
Alright, so he's going to play a Skullcrack. I think you're still Cryptic in anyways.
Yeah.
So now both players have... Well, so now Nick actually gets more information off this here. So he knows about the Lightning Helix.
He knows at least about a Lightning Helix, yep. He drew Terminus, he has a Path in hand, and many dead cards.
Now, if you were... It's like, say it was a Judge Call. I'm going to tell you what I think should have happened there.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what you think should have happened.
Neither of us are judges.
Yes, obviously, this is just all opinion. I think he should have... The way I would have resolved that is have him search for a Sacred Foundry and still cast the Lightning Helix. Especially since he knows his opponent has a counterspell. Now he can just throw a lesser burn spell into it.
Right.
I'm not sure how that is actually handled.
I think the way that it was handled right there, like what we kind of heard Nick say, is it was just a rewind. I think that's pretty much all it would be. Is that Ryan, didn't cast the spell. Nick hasn't cast his spell yet, and I think it would just essentially be a rewind, and like right there, he wouldn't have to cast Lightning Helix yet.
Yep. Destroy
Inspiring
Vantage on turn 4. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Nick loses this game anyways, so I don't know that it's going to matter that slight misstep here, but there we go. Lightning Helix. Ooh, another cryptic. I just don't know how he stabilizes at this point is the hard part. Like,
right.
I mean, there is a realm where like he draws a lot of lands. You draw Jace.
I mean, yeah, you're pretty much you're betting on your opponent just top taking lands almost for the rest of the game. I think he drew an Eidolon?
Believe so. Oh, there's the Lightning Helix.
Third cryptic, all right.
Cryptic Rich. And the Eidolon. This would be great if he dies to his own Ancestral.
Yeah, I was going to say, when the Ancestral comes off, that's guaranteed 2 damage right there. We drew Negate, but now that's getting pretty worse. He's going to have to pat the Eidolon right now.
Main deck Negate,
unless,
I like it.
Unless he has a land, which he doesn't. I was going to say, if he had a land, I think you'd almost want a Terminus.
Yep.
As bad as it feels, but just hardcast Terminus to save yourself the 2 points of life.
Ryan drew the Searing Blaze. Now, if he ever turns on that Colonnade...
Right.
Interesting no attack there.
Nick going to discard.
So now Ryan cannot play this. Okay, yes. Good. Discard is the last thing that happens there, so... Alright, so Vision's on 1. He drew another Searing Blaze. Yeah, it fires off the path because he's going to take 2 damage either way.
Right.
So he'd rather just take it now rather than on his upkeep.
Ryan opting not to search a basic land.
Oh, there we go. I don't know that it matters, but 4 to 5 lands or 6 lands, 5 to 6 lands isn't too much of a difference. But you know, like he is going to probably win this game by firing off multitude of burn spells.
All those dead Searing Blazes in hand, though, it's actually starting to get a little bit of on Nick's favor.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yep, the Negate.
I'd almost think Ryan would want a Lightning Helix in response to the path, because then in that situation where he had Negate, he still would have taken 2 damage off the Negate.
Yep. Alright, well, let's see if Nick can stabilize at 5 here.
Yeah, he just drew 4 cards.
Search for Iskanta.
A very powerful magic card.
The thing is that if he ever turns on those Colonnades, that turns on the Searing Blazes.
Though Ryan is going to have to keep a fetch land in play.
Yep.
To do the max damage. But he does have the main deck.
Main deck
Timely reinforcements. Oof, duh.
Does turn on still, like you said, the Searing Blazes, though, but
no,
now he's at 11.
Ryan doesn't have any creatures in place, so Nick doesn't get any
you're right.
of the
You are
soldier
correct.
tokens.
I always forget about that. All he got was the life, which is the big one.
And that's pretty much what he wanted, too.
I drew the land. Correctly keeping his land in hand, though.
Yep. So keeps and now he flips. This is I think this is starting to become, well, after that timely reinforcement, which was very timely, I think, yeah, this is definitely Nick's game now.
There's Jace the Ace. I'm just going upstairs all day long. I don't think I'm brainstorming at all. Yep. I'm just racing to that ultimate if I'm Nick here.
I think so. I think you're just going to keep top decking lands for him until you get to the ultimate and just... This is your key to success.
Yep, just upstairs, upstairs, upstairs. I think Nick might steal this one with that timely.
Yep.
And yeah, he's the same mindset we are. Bottoming burn. Yep, bottoming the burn spells.
Yep. And I see he has at least one counter in hand.
3 paths in hand, I think, too.
He has almost everything just covered now.
Did draw a Boros charm. That's a start.
Activating
Teferi would be. Yep, there it is. The best friends. Best buddies. Teferi and Jace.
Yeah, they're pretty good friends nowadays.
Yeah. They both showed up at school one day and were like, hey, let's be friends.
You like blue-white. I like blue-white.
You like drawing cards? I like drawing cards.
You like winning games? I like winning games.
Yeah. Alright, so... Still think you're going up on the Jace, though.
Looks like you drew a mana leak one of these times.
So yeah, I think Nick stole this one here.
Yeah.
3 cryptics, though. That was pretty good.
They're very helped a lot.
Yep, and there is Teferi.
Not to be confused with the Pokemon Clefairy.
So, you know, one is a giant planeswalker and one is a little pink puffball.
You know. Some people still might get confused.
Nick with just a ton of cards in his hand. He has Mendelian Click. Goblin Guide a bit late to the party.
Yeah.
He was looking for those snacks that were there earlier from the Steel Overseer.
And not going to help out too much.
Snacks. That's my goblin voice. Did you like it?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Snacks. All right. Attacking him. Trigger gets a field.
And probably just going to path the guy.
Yeah. I'd probably just take the damage.
Well, I mean, Nick is so path rich right now.
Ryan has the look of a person playing against a Jace.
Yep.
The control player has fully settled into his seat. And now
essentially,
I've seen that look many times on my opponent's face.
Essentially, Blue-White has trembled their version of Tron.
Yes.
Of Jace, Teferi, and flipped his Kanta.
Yeah. Along with multiple cards.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
Yep, Jace, I think, is at 11 right now. That's the best part about his ult, is he stays around.
Yeah.
So good.
Uncontested Jace goes up to 13. His ult is minus 12, and he's still around.
I mean, not that it matters that he's around when your opponent has like 4 cards in their library.
Right.
Something exciting has happened out there.
Yeah, I can hear that. Maybe the pizza's arrived. So I know that's the noise I'd make if I saw some pizza coming in.
And Taylor Swiftspear, a little late to the party as well.
That's okay. She's just going to shake it off. Shake it off.
Ooh. And another path. Ryan's still fighting. He's struggling. Struggling in the sleeper hold.
Yeah.
The arm's fallen twice. I would be scooping them up right now if I were
scooping up the salad.
Yeah, if I was on Ryan's side here. Takes another path.
I think the other ones were just, I think it was like 3 lands in a path, but really does not matter.
Alright, so nope, Jace has one more turn here.
Tucking that burn to the bottom.
There's a lot of good cards in his hand.
Yep.
There's an oust still.
Jeez. I think he just went to discard.
Another Searing Blaze.
This is everywhere blue-white control player wants to be.
It's such a good feeling.
Yes.
I have an answer to everything that you do.
Yes.
So I love me some control.
Doesn't even bother to activate Escanta. Just way too many cards.
So that's gonna. It looks like they're gonna go to game 2 here.
Yeah.
Ryan's like, I have these burn spells. Nick says, I have these counter spells. Alright, so we had to grab some pizza real quick.
We didn't want to get the scraps, so...
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Plus, it was a good break, good time to do it. You know who won't be enjoying pizza if he keeps playing Control?
Nick Kiszer?
But I would still play Control all day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if I was not commentating, I'd be playing Blue-White Control. Deck is so good. Now he gets Baneslayer, he gets Lyra, he gets more Timeliest. Like, I think you're just keeping a hand with some cantrips, a couple cheap counter spells, and you're just trying to draw Baneslayer or Lyra.
That's pretty much it.
Ryan's probably bringing in more burn. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what's good against Control.
I don't know.
His main deck's pretty good against it.
I don't think there's really too many cards.
Like, if you play Relics, bring in some Relics. Try to stop the Escanta, things like that. But
I don't know. I think if I'm Ryan, I just wanted every spell to just go burn to the face, burn to the face, burn to the face. You don't want to...
He got off to that good start. Nick just with those 3 cryptic commands is what bought him. If he stabilized,
he bought him so
5,
many turns, yeah.
He countered 3 burn spells of at least 3 damage apiece.
Yep.
So those cryptics were huge.
Yeah. I was saying you feel bad about...
That Field of Ruin on the Sacred Foundry was really strong.
That was, yeah. You're getting rid of that early white source. Yeah, usually crypting and burn spells doesn't feel good, but if you got 3 of them in hand and are just time walking 3 turns in a row, that's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty solid. I approve. Plus, they were Invocation Cryptics.
Ooh. All right, game number 2. And they're excited about that pizza out there.
You could be excited too if you come join us on Fridays. Alright. Looks like it's got a mana leak. No, a lot of lands. A lot of lands. Really needs like some cheap interaction, some cantrips. Because Brent can definitely have that turn 1 Goblin Guide, you know, turn 2 burn you.
Yeah.
That's what kind of Ryan I think was missing there. If that Rift Bolt would have been a Goblin Guide, I think that game would have been a lot better.
Burn's best turn 1 play is definitely either
Swift
Spear or Goblin Guide. Definitely want that consistent pressure early on. And you don't want to draw 7 lands like Ryan did that game. Burn would probably be if Burn could have consistently just have 3 lands.
Yep.
And never draw any more lands, Burn would be the best deck in Modern, par none.
So he's got a couple lands here. A Jace. Didn't see much else in his hand, though. A Path, it looks like. Either a Path or a Terminus, I'm not sure.
I think it was a Terminus.
So yeah, let's see if he has that turn 1 Goblin Guide. Oh, Swift Spear, still a good turn 1 play.
Yep.
He's got 2 ops now. Hallowed Fountain.
It's quite the options.
I thought you were going to say he's optimistic.
Gives him
It's
good
very-
opportunity. And
I was going to say his
So-
plays are optimal.
yeah.
Spike you. Prowess. Attack for 2. This is how he's going to win the game if he's going to do it.
Yep.
Interesting.
Oh, just
Okay,
suspend the
I was
ritual.
going to say, I thought he was going to play another one. I was like, oh. There's the opt. Took that option.
He opted to put on the bottom. You could say that was a sick burn.
I think he played that optimally. Hallowed Fountain tapped. It's got another
Oof.
opt in hand. And,
As the burn player likes to see that Hall of Fountain tap go.
Going to 11. Going to at least 9. Considering he does remember the prowess. Doesn't have to announce prowess, which I thought was kind of a weird thing.
Prowess only matters when it matters.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to say, but like
A lot of stuff you have to announce, you know, triggers.
right.
Prowess just you can be like, oh yeah, I played these spells, I have prowess.
Yeah.
Feels lazy to me, but
Feels lazy. I think prowess is not a.
he does have a spell snare too.
I believe that prowess is not a May ability, so that's why it kind of doesn't really matter too much.
So he has a spell snare if he tries to go for an Eidolon or a Boros Charm or a Lightning Helix, things like that. If I were Ryan, I would not play an instant right now. Because Nick's probably going to opt it in to turn, and then he can fire off the Lightning Helix. He does want the prowess triggers, though, so...
I would fire him off now. If it gets countered, so I mean, you still have the extra damage
Yep.
off the Swift Spear.
Off to the Boros Charm, so yeah. Attack for 3 coming in, putting Nick down to 8. Alright. He's that timely. So he has the timely.
This would be a full value timely too if he has it.
Pretty good.
But he
There's
just says
not
go.
here too.
Yeah.
Is that Jace? You can play next turn. Which, Ryan's drawing a lot of lands though. He's in the double burn spell range, double Boros charm range here. That'd be great.
I did see at least a Helix in hand.
During your upkeep, Boros charm. got, I think he has a Lightning Helix and can't tell what the other card is. A Rest in Peace?
I think it's a Rest in Peace.
Rip.
Okay.
And
Turns off Search for Escanta flipping. And turns off any Snapcaster Mages.
so he's going to opt in response here, looking for a mana leak.
I think even a Path right here would be pretty good.
Yep.
Or a Terminus.
Oh, drew a Search for his. Oh, Snapcaster Mage.
He did draw a Snapcaster, yep.
The old Ambush Viper. I would almost Ambush Viper here. It's not going to kill the Swift Spear, but it's going to save you damage. Yep, and that's what he's doing here.
Yeah.
He's going to block. Oh, that's still alive. Gained him 2 life, basically.
Pretty much. And there's the top Terminus. All right.
That's a way to get out of this. Ryan, empty-handed, I believe. Nick
I believe
at 5.
you're right. Uh-oh.
So, yeah, no cards in hand. There's a Jace, a Terminus, and a Mystery card.
I can't tell what his third card is,
And
but...
he drew a Boros Charm. I'm firing that off right now. No! Don't let him untap! Do it now!
I think now he does it now that he is tapped out. Just Boros Charm you to 1. Turns off all fetch lands.
Exactly. Do it, Ryan. Fire it off.
I believe he did tap for white in response to the... Oh, yeah, I think he should have done it in response to it, because now he has... I don't know if Nick has a Dispel in hand, but if he does, he would easily dispel the Boros Charm.
Which spell?
That spell.
Oh, come on. You're not very friendly.
Look, that's an old joke. That's not even funny anymore.
Alright, and Ryan's saving it here. Draws Ye Old Mind Sculptor. Yep, respond to the Boros Charm. Puts him to 1.
I think, again, he's just gonna... Ooh. Yeah, he just wants to check.
Land on top. Alright. I think next turn Nick has to... This allows him to shuffle. I think he needs to hope for a Baneslayer here. Or a Timely. That's a bolt.
Yep.
It's going to the bottom. Alright. You drew it. Inspiring Vantage?
Oh, come on.
There we go, yeah. There's a Cryptic in hand. I drew another land. Alright, let's see if Nick can pull this off here.
If Nick has a Dispel in hand, too, I saw. This is...
There's another Lightning Bolt.
Well, of course, he's gonna, you know... The time that Nick doesn't brainstorm is when it would have been a Lightning Bolt. And here comes a land. It'll rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Oh, is he going to pull this off at 1 life?
Wow.
Still needs to gain some life, though. Timely reinforcements here, I think, is the way to turn the corner.
Right. Now, these fetch lands don't do anything right now, but... The way that Ryan is drawing, it's...
There's a Cryptic and a Dispel here.
Yeah.
So. He's going to bottom it. Eidolon. Interesting. I'm countering this Eidolon.
I'm countering anything that Ryan plays.
Nick does have to worry about... I guess he does have Dispel and Cryptic, though.
Right.
He does have to worry about, like, getting baited into a secondary spell.
Right.
But yeah, you're definitely countering anything he plays. You're spending the Dispel on an instant, you're spending a Cryptic on anything else.
Yep.
And it just passes. Alright, so here we go. Still looking for that Timely or that Baneslayer.
Quick top is never a good thing.
Probably a land.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and Ryan just taking a beating from his own deck here. Nick helping a little bit.
Right.
Right, gonna try the Eidolon here. Oh, another Rest in Peace.
Yeah, Rest in Peace is good. There's nothing wrong with trying to bait with a second Rest in Peace, though. Yeah, there's no reason to counter it. I think Ryan is packing it in. Yep. There we go.
Interesting.
Wow. Both games I thought Ryan had it, and then Nick just out of nowhere is like, nah, I'm going to win this game instead.
Wow. He was going to ult the Jace, though, again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. Well played by the control player. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Hey, send it back to us here. Yeah, wow. That was some games of Magic. That was
Right?
that is how control is played.
Yes. Yeah, Nick played it very, very well.
Very, very good game of Magic there. I always love seeing control on camera. We may see him for... Probably not going to feature him next round. But round number 4, if he does well, we'll see if we can get control versus... Hopefully Infect.
Yes.
We're not
Get Travis on
We're not
there.
going to have Travis on camera until round 4 when he's undefeated.
If he's undefeated.
He did tell me he did turn 3 his opponent both games.
Very nice. Both games?
Yeah.
Ah, I love Infect.
Yeah. So we're going to go enjoy some pizza. Hope you guys stick around. We'll be back here for round number 3 here shortly. We have our favorite feature match participant,
Travis
Johnson, playing some Infect, your favorite deck.
It's a good deck.
See if Travis can break the curse.
We'll see. He's very, very...
This is the deck to do it, though.
Unlucky on camera.
Turn 1 Glistener Elves. It's a good turn.
With the Pentalhaven.
I think Delawrence has the bolt. Oh.
Now with the basic forest, he doesn't have a bolt.
Might have been on Blood Moon. Oh, it's Blood Moon. No one ever sees the Infect coming.
It's a deck that's really, really fallen out of favor.
But I think that's to its advantage, though. If you think about that. Good old Tavis.
Tavis is doing a pretty good job.
Good old Tavis Johnson.
Tavis Johnson.
Travis's twin brother.
Yep.
I think that's the advantage of the Infect deck, though, is that you don't really see it coming.
Yeah.
There's Apostle's Blessing in hand, I saw. The camera is right where his hand is.
It sure is. It's kind of
tell what's in
unfortunate.
His hand. You really tell what's in his hand. There is an Apostle's Blessing.
Rancor. That's pretty good. Attacks for 3 Infect.
Travis, use the poison counter I gave you. Groundswell with the landfall.
Yep. It gives a +4. Plus the Munigenic Growth was 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Almost with the turn 2. Almost had
the turn 2. Yep.
We were talking about the turn 2. 1 Mutagenic Growth away.
I think Delawrence needs a bolt right now.
I thought he had it there. Yeah, just packing it in here.
Just the turn 3 win, anyways.
All right, that's a good start.
Yep.
Tavis got out to a. That's why he was doing well, because his name wasn't Travis.
Maybe I should switch it back to Tavis. If he loses now, I'm sorry for switching your name back to Travis. The game knew.
Yep.
The game doesn't know.
Oh, it's Travis Johnson. Now we'll give him no lands.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
All right, so Travis probably doesn't know what Delawrence is on because he saw 2 cards.
If
I
I was sitting that, I would assume that Delawrence was playing Panza.
Yes. Like land destruction, something like that. So I bring in like spell skites, probably the wild defiances. Mm-hmm. Pretty much just protect your infectors.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
If that, maybe not even like maybe 2 cards, 3 cards of the sideboard. He did use the Infect counter, the coughing.
Coughing. Unfortunately, it looks really cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't really translate on camera pretty well.
No. So he brought in a number of abrades. So yeah, I think Travis just wants to stop the removal, and Delawrence is just bringing in more removal.
Yeah. He's taking out Blood Moons, which I think is a good call. Blood Moon is not really that good.
It has a very narrow effect
right.
against Infect. Like hits their Inkmoth Nexuses.
Yeah.
But
I think you want some number in, but I think if he's running 4, I don't think 4 is the right number.
Yep. I would agree. I think leaving 1 in, like to draw it, possibly.
Cause
but it was just dead in his hand that game.
If Travis is a little greedy and just starts fetching dual lands and plays the Inkmoth Nexus and
so here's something I found interesting. You follow Infect a lot.
Yeah.
When I was building the deck, I noticed it was missing one card that they've been playing as long as I can remember. It's missing a Dryad Arbor.
Dryad Arbor was very much a hedge when Jund was super popular. It was pretty much the anti-Liliana.
Because I went through and pulled all the cards out, and I pulled out the Dryad Arbor, and I was like, oh, I don't even need this card.
Yeah, it's since there's no other really sacrifice outlets in Modern besides Liliana.
To explain what you're talking about is Liliana would, because they only usually have one creature in play at a time.
Yep.
So they could, in response to like a Liliana minus making them sack a creature, go get this Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, if you have a fetch land in play, you just
with
get the Dryad Arbor.
Like you said, falling out of favor, it's not really something that they need to do right now.
And plus, spot removal is a little bit on the higher end, so you don't want your land to just be destroyed by a fatal push.
Yep. Alright, let's see if he's going to keep it here. Here's a Rancor. That's the only card I see in his hand. Delawrence deciding on his 7. Has a Utopia Sprawl. Some other cards. I think a Chandra. A Llanowar Elf. A Bird.
Just definitely thinking about it.
Cannot tell what the other cards are, though. It also might be a Chandra, the big one, the 6-mana one.
Oh.
No, and decided. I don't think that. I think that was a good mull.
Yeah.
I don't think that's.
I think
you want bolts. You want your abrades. You want specific cards.
Right. In the blind or against different matches, that was a good hand. Yep. But against the turn 3 win Infect deck,
and he had
very slow.
He had a turn 2 Blood Moon. Potentially against Travis there, and it wasn't even enough.
Right, it's still not good enough, yep.
So a Chandra, Forest. Yeah, he's going to keep this here. Utopia Sprawl, Forest, Unknown red card. I'm not sure what that card is.
Hopefully it's good enough to stop Infect.
Alright, so Utopia Sprawl his Forest.
Possibly naming red.
Alright, let's see if Trav has the turn 1 Glistener Elf again. Yep, and he's going to go red here.
Travis with the hard decision of which land to play first.
I think it's Breeding Pool, like 9.5 times out of 10. You go get a Breeding Pool. There is a fear of like, I don't know what my opponent's playing still.
Right.
But, okay. They're going for the beautiful beta Forest.
Hey,
you know what? They match.
They do match, and they're black bordered.
Yes. This is a deck that only plays 2 basic lands, so
yeah.
I feel like Assassin's Trophy would be really good against Infect. Kills everything. Because that was the thing about Abrupt Decay, you couldn't kill the Inkmoth Nexuses.
Nope. But
now you can.
Assassin's Trophy does.
So I think Infect, unfortunately, is going to fall further down the table. That is a Llanowar. No?
It's a 3-mana thing. I have zero idea what it is.
It's a card.
It's definitely a card. It has text. It's shiny, and it was a promo. If anybody in chat would want to let us know what it is, please. Oh, he's got the Rancor.
Nope.
Oh,
and
Distortion Strike. Oh boy.
Let's pull that one up. That is not a card you see very often here, but it's very good. They put it as a 1 of. So Rebound is not a mechanic that comes up very often.
Not often at all.
So 1 blue, target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn and cannot be blocked. So this is an attack for 4.
Yep.
and then it rebounds. So if you cast the spell from your hand, exile it, and then as it resolves, and then at the beginning of your next upkeep, you can play the card again without paying its mana cost. So another 4. So if he has a pump spell in his hand, Delawrence cannot kill it, he's dead.
Delawrence plays a Hazard and says go. Yeah, if Travis has the pump spell again, would this be another turn 3 kill?
Any pump spell, and we're going to have broken the curse. And I think that's enough.
Pentaleving doesn't do it. It only gives a 1/1 creature.
You're right. You're correct.
But another Rancor. That's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And a Blossoming Defense.
And a Blossoming Defense. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'd be 9. He already has
enough. Yeah.
Well, you can't give him +1. You can't give him +1. But
the curse is broken. All right, Travis has done it.
Thank you, Tavis.
Tavis Johnson.
You did it, Tavis.
Broke the curse.
I want you to thank me for misspelling your name.
All right, so we're going to come back for a second here. That game was over pretty quickly, so we're going to see if we can get another game back here. But yeah, so Travis has done it.
Finally.
The saga has ended.
Yep.
So now we have to get somebody else who's going to lose on camera for us a bunch. But yeah, I mean, that was 2 turn 3 kills.
Yeah. That's what Infect does, is just if you don't have anything against the Glycerol.
He didn't have the Bolt, he didn't have the Abrade, he didn't have any sweepers. So, yeah, that went about how we figured. That's pretty much how you want to draw it up.
Yep.
Almost had the turn 2.
Almost, yeah.
So yeah, I'll step out and see if I can get another game for you guys here, because that one was over pretty quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're able to get a game moved over here for you guys. This is our other 2-0,
Yep.
I believe. So, there's some Blue-White Miracles versus some Grixis Delver.
Alright.
Miracles is up a game here.
They're both very much interactive decks.
I really like Nick's playmat.
Dahlia?
Yes. That was a giveaway at the Legacy Open.
Oh.
Yeah, a while ago. I could have gotten one if I would have played in the Legacy Open in Milwaukee.
Should have played Legacy, Bob.
Speaking of playing different formats in different games, recently I started playing the that Warhammer card game that we were talking about last week. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, Magic will always be the best card game in my opinion. But the game was a lot of fun. I downloaded the app. Didn't really understand it very much until I actually played it physically. And just probably 2 days ago, Travis Johnson and John here at Heroes Welcome put up a demo. Kind of explaining the game that you can find on the Facebook page. Really helpful for the new players who, because the app doesn't really give you a lot of information as far as playing the game. It just kind of does everything for you. So if you guys are interested in that game, I know we talked about it last week, you should definitely check it out.
Seems pretty good. I still haven't tried it yet, but I've heard it's really good.
There's an orc deck.
Oh boy, I'm a big fan of the dorks.
So he has that turn 2 Pyromancer.
Uncontested.
Attacking.
Yeah. Kind of a ballsy attack. If Nick had a Snapcaster there, I'd almost think he'd play it.
I mean, I feel like you'd be okay with that trade, though. Because he's getting no value off the Snapcaster. It's close. It's close. Like, I would probably make that trade.
Yeah.
Like, I'd probably be okay with losing my Snapcaster.
But I think Josh has a bolt in hand, so he was wanting the Snapcaster.
He has his own... He has a Remand and a Bolt. Then a Fish, I think. No, Tasker. I think he's... Okay. I was like, what is going on here? I thought he was fetching his watery grave.
It was a field of ruin.
Like, is that a different art on a polluted delta? So now, if you're going to play in the pre-release this weekend, what's your guild?
Because I'm greedy, it would probably be
Golgari.
Golgari, just try to get an Assassin's Trophy.
I would probably play, like, if I'm trying to win games, I'd probably pick Celestia.
Yeah.
Green-white I like to do in sealed or draft.
Yeah. I don't know. If I was trying to win, I'd actually probably play Boros. Because they're just so aggressive.
That's true. That's true. They have that, what, was it a 1-mana 1/1? Or is it 2-mana 1/1 that has, like, first strike and trample and double strike or something like that?
Then you can pump them up or something. Yeah. Works really good with the Mentor mechanic that Boros is doing.
Oh, I like the art on the Shocklands. You got the original Shocklands here. There's that Ghost Quarter.
I think Nick's plan was the original plan was to Field of Ruin, so he would get the swamp and then Ghost Quarter the swamp, because they usually only play one basic swamp, but now that he has the other black source out, it kind of stops that plan.
Yep. Contention Sphere. You could fire off a bolt to get a
1/1 token.
Yep.
I think that's what he's going to do too.
Yeah, I mean it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's an attacker.
Even though they're kind of similar decks, Josh is more of the aggressive deck,
Yep.
so you kind of want to get as much damage as you can get
Plus,
in.
against the control decks, like, you want to just try to minimize their sweepers as much as possible.
Yep.
To where, like, they have to use sweepers on your 1/1s and your 2/1s.
Yeah. Yeah, 1/1 is great. He's not gonna want to trade a Snapcaster for a token.
Yep.
Now, Terminus for a token he still feel like that's a win for.
Yep.
Josh still feels that's a win for him.
He's turned his Lightning Bolt, which he was going to cast anyways, into a 1/1 attacker.
Yep.
Now. So now that Lightning Bolt's done 4 damage.
Yeah.
He has a backup Young Pyromancer.
That's his third one.
The tertiary Young Pyromancer.
The youngest of the Pyromancers.
Yep, there's the old Snapcaster.
The Snapcaster Path, I believe.
That always reminds me of Lucio from Overwatch. When I see that Snapcaster.
Oh, the promo Snapcaster?
Yeah.
He does kind of look like he's wall riding.
Yeah.
Lucio. Oh, that was
So he ousted it.
That's right, it was Oust, not Path to Exile. So it was the same Young Pyromancer.
He has been ousted.
Twice. We can
And
say
that
that
remand- that
Lucio
remand-
pooped him.
not very good in the face of the oust in multiple planes, but
You sure that's a remand? Because if he would, that's a Thought Scour.
Thought Scour.
Because you'd wanna remand
you are correct.
the second oust.
Yep. I thought it was the remand from the Jace versus Rascadul deck.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I think it is a Snapcaster and a Thought Scour in his hand.
Looks like he's gonna almost hardcast a
Sweet Sassy Tassie.
sweet Tasker Molasses-Herger.
Oh. It's the Baneslayer. Oh, it is a sideboard game. I was like, a main deck Baneslayer?
This is a sideboard game.
Baneslayer.
Foil Baneslayer, yep.
That blocks Tassiger quite well.
Tasker being a 4/5 and Baneslayer being a 5/5.
Yep.
Also with First Strike. And flying and lifelink. Also, Pro Dragons, Pro Demons.
Tassiger not a demon though.
She can block a Gurmag, or not Gurmag Angler, but a.
It can't block a Gurmag Angler.
But a Grizzlebrand.
Yes. All day.
Every day.
No, that would be an interesting fight though, because they would both gain life, but the Grizzlebrand would gain.
No, the Grizzlebrand I don't believe would gain life, because I don't know. Remember, I'm not a judge. I don't know the rules, but I don't think he actually does damage because she has protection. So I think the damage is just negated. I think.
Or does the damage prevented?
Or is damage prevented?
So therefore,
that could be it too.
If you're a judge and you're in chat, let us know.
You know what? I believe the damage is prevented. So yeah, you'd still gain 7 life and draw 7 cards and still be ahead in the long scheme of things. But you could block it.
Yeah, no, you don't usually attack with your Grizzlebrand very often. All right, there is Jace the Ace. That art is so good. Bouncing the Tassiger. Nick's got the advantage bar.
Yep. Josh with a fatal push in hand. You can't push an angel.
Because it flies. So I can't push it.
Yeah, she's no pushover.
Nick with a Mana Leak in his hand. Didn't really see what else. Has a Snapcaster.
Not really much you can do with it, though.
A Snap Kolaghan's Command. That's about it.
Yeah, he could kill Jace.
And this way he's trying to decide if it's worth it or not.
Same thing happened last time shocks were printed and returned to Ravnica.
Just gonna recast the Tasker.
The shocks, so it's just gonna be the same thing except even worse. The deck would have to be just insanely strong compared to the rest of the field for a shockland to increase in price.
Just replay the Tassiger.
Yeah.
And a Delver.
Jace is just gonna bounce him again.
Interesting, not attacking with the Baneslayer.
I think he's kind of trying to protect the Jace for a little bit. If Josh wants to all-out attack Jace and kill it, yeah, he loses the Jace, but also Josh will lose probably his Delver secrets.
And that's true. No flip on the Delver. Delver does not like to flip in Modern.
No, not really. The reason why Delver is so good in Legacy is because of Brainstorm.
Brainstorms, Ponders, Preordains.
Yeah, well, mostly Brainstorm is because you can... Ponder and Preordain you can too, but Brainstorm definitely can just set up your top of your library
Yep.
so easily.
There was talk of banning Brainstorm for a while.
Yeah,
I think we're past that.
I think so.
Legacy has such a high cost level
Yeah.
that they aren't really getting any new players in. There's really no reason to care about that format, really. I mean, obviously they did get rid of like the death, the Death Ray Shamans, the Sensei's Dividing Tops. Like they still watch the format,
Right.
but the price is spiking to $800 for Underground Seas. Like you can go sell a kidney to play your Legacy deck.
That's pretty much it. If you have the deck and, if you play Legacy, great, but it's definitely not a format you can just get into anymore.
Yeah, you don't wake up on a Tuesday and you're like, I'm gonna go buy some Underground Seas.
Yeah.
I didn't want children. I want Underground
I
Seas.
didn't want my house.
Yeah. I've been watching the Pro Tour. We were watching the Pro Tour on YouTube. And I've been watching that Blue-Black Death Shadow deck
Yeah.
in Legacy. Really, really good. I like it a lot.
Great about that deck, it only plays 2 Underground Seas. You only have to pay $2,000 instead of
800. Only 800. Well, 1,600.
1,600. Well, then you have Force of Wills and you have Wastelands and...
So replaying that Tassiger for a third time. I think this is going to eat a Cryptic. He ghost quartered his own land here.
I think it was
not really
just
sure what happened.
I think it was just a fetch land.
Okay, might have just thought it was a basic. I was like, you can't go get that. How good would that be?
I think Ghost Quarter could get any land.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be played. So I think he still has that Ghost Quarter in play behind that
Yep,
Hallowed
he
Fountain.
does. No, I mean, if you could ghost quarter yourself and go get any land. Destroy your own land, go get a land. Like a better crop rotation.
That's pretty much, yeah, that's exactly what it would be.
Another 5. Let's just say...
Alira?
No, we're brainstorm first.
Oh, I
Teferi.
see it. Teferi, okay.
Teferi. Josh with the look of the playing against a control player.
Yep.
Control player who has brainstormed with a Jason 1. Teferi.
And playing, he's almost assembled the Blue-White Tron.
Yep.
Just needs that Escanta now.
I don't know. I think the Baneslayer might take place of the Excanta.
Ah, sure, okay.
The Triforce has been assembled.
Josh really needs to top deck and all his dust.
How great would that be?
Yeah, he's just packing it in. All right.
So Nick does take this one. All right. So, most likely going to be watching some Control again.
Probably.
Next round versus some Infect.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Yes.
So 2 of your favorite decks are going to face off in round number 4. So we're going to go see what's going on for the next few games here, and we'll be back for round number 4 from Heroes Welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin. So here we are for the fourth and final round. See if Travis can keep up the turn 3s here.
He's got the turn 1 Glistener off, which is pretty good. Nick doesn't have the path.
Has a negate, it looks like.
I would think this is a pretty hard matchup for Infect. With Nick having Path to Exile's Terminus.
Yep.
Negates, counter spells.
Now if he has Groundswell, Mutagenic Growth.
That'd be pretty good, but Nick has the negate,
I
as
know.
we said, so... Yeah, that would be the turn 2 kill, though.
He has a Might of Old Krosa.
Okay.
Now featuring Travis Johnson, not to be confused with Tavis Johnson. as we
Right,
saw
so
earlier.
now I feel bad.
I think you want to negate the Rancor here.
I would think so. He's using the Blossoming Defense proactively.
I'm getting in for 5 here.
Got the coughing Infect token. Nick is probably coughing a bunch now. 'Cause he's infected. Poison.
I think Infect takes game 1 if he doesn't draw a path here, though.
Right. Drew a Cryptic, but he
I
doesn't
know
have
for
3
sure
mana
Travis
yet.
has the Might of Old Krosa in his hand. Does he have a Detention Sphere?
Oh, Timely Reinforcements is a bunch of blockers.
Triple block here.
3 1/1s, but with the Rancor, though, might not even be good enough.
Become Immense, I guess, comes into the equation here shortly here, so. He has a Vines. Solid Vines in his hand. I think he has a Vines, a Might. So if he can go Might, if he doesn't land, he can go Might Vines. That makes it a 10-8. He'd still kill him then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you triple block, kick the Vines here. What happened?
I think Travis is forgetting that the kicked part gives him +4/+4. The normal part just gives him the pseudo hexproof. I think he's thinking it's the other way around.
Yep.
And so Travis thought he had it
Yep.
with the double thing, but it's only it only gives a +4/+4
Yep.
if it's kicked.
Yep. So it's kind of up to Nick here if he wants to let him take it back. But.
Still get a trade. 4, 6, 7, 3, 4. I'm at 9.
Yeah, because the hexproof part is the original. The +4 is from the kicker.
Correct. And I think Travis kind of was thinking it was the other way around. And I think Nick has let him take it back. He's just going to let him use the kicked part.
He knows what he meant. The intent was.
Right.
So.
And Travis with the land, so yeah, if he would have played the Might of Old Krosa on that, well, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't
But
matter.
he still has it, alright.
Yeah,
Essentially still a turn
If you would
3
have played
win.
the Might of Old Krosa into the kicked vines, yes. So a lot of options here for Travis. He has Torpor Orbs.
Oh, wow.
Dispel pretty good. Spellskite pretty good. Spell Pierce
Spell
pretty good.
Pierce is pretty good, yeah. I think you want to put
I'd
that
bring
in.
in those Spellskites too.
I think he's deciding not to bring the Spellskites in.
You do have 4 Blossoming Defenses and
The Vines back.
4 Vines and 3 Apostle's Blessings.
Still plays Apostle Blessings?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
So I mean, I feel like he's sitting okay. Taking out become immense there. Yeah, takes out another one. I like that they're playing Rancors again.
Yeah.
Took out the Distortion Strike.
I think Rancor, I think they're playing it again because things like, a lot of the aggressive decks like humans.
I think that's why they upped their creature,
spirits.
creature count too.
Yeah.
Adding the 2 Ichorclomber.
Yeah.
Just because they need more ways to get that Rancor out, so
Yep.
it's not a dead card.
Right.
You can always put it on your Inkmoth Nexus and it falls off.
Yep. Yeah, the weird clause with Rancor that if it goes to the graveyard from play, it goes to your hand instead.
I remember that card was so annoying playing Vintage. Just be red, green, beat down.
Red, green, beat.
The only way you could stop it was to counter it or duress it from their hand.
Yep. With lightning bolts and curd apes,
Troll Aesthetics.
troll ascetics, Loxodon Warhammer.
No one played Loxodon Warhammer. That was a good card though.
The amount of times you have someone in a lock, you just don't scoop, and it's like, I'll play this out for 20 minutes and see you eventually draw your whole deck and accomplish nothing. Like, I had a Teferi alt out, and my opponent had no lands, nothing, no permanents, and he's just like, no, I won't scoop. I'm like, alright, draw go. You'll eventually get to 0, and I never will. So if I ever get close, I'll just tuck Teferi.
Alright. So who do you like post sideboard?
Well, I liked Miracle's pre-sideboard, so I still think Blue-White has a slider edge.
He needs specific cards though. He needs to
That's,
get a path.
that's
he
the
needs
thing,
his
though.
oust. Like his sweepers aren't gonna be fast enough.
Right.
I think Travis just needs to have a turn 1 Glistener Elf.
Yep.
Turn 2 Protect It. Go all in. You know. He has a Dispel in his hand. I saw. It's like he's keeping. He has a Glistener Elf. That's the first card in his hand there, I believe.
Man.
Now, what turn was that? Turn 4?
That was turn 4-ish, but Nick scooped on. Would have been
He
on
would have
turn
had,
3.
if he would have read the cards, I think he could have had it on.
Right. Yeah.
So I think Infect kind of a good choice.
Yeah.
Doing pretty well for him.
Absolutely.
All right, so Nick looking for some Path to Exiles. Has at least one.
Yep. Saw pass. Saw a mana leak.
So yeah, Travis is going. I would almost like against the Path to Exile deck. I would probably not play up the Glistener Elf on one.
I think
Or you
depending
just
how many
okay with
creatures.
it? Well, you've obviously played the deck more than I have.
Right. If I had two if he has 2 creatures in hand, just jam it. If he gets,
You also could have a Blighted Agent. You
Yeah.
haven't seen him cast a Blighted Agent yet. They're obviously in there.
Right.
So yeah, if you have him use the Path on one on the Glistener Elf,
Yep.
it also ramps you, which is really good against Infect.
Yeah.
Because they give more pumps then.
Yep, exactly. More
He
pumps
did not
and more.
lead on the white card either, so he's going to have to Path on his turn.
Right.
Doesn't want to Path during the upkeep.
No.
Unless you get a Vines or Blossoming Defense.
Yep, you'd have to do it now, which then gives Travis 2 lands when he untaps.
Yep. Oh, and he's going to let him do it.
Okay. Very bold motive. So if he goes untap, and especially if it's like a Blossoming Defense, also gives him the +2/+2.
All right, he's not going to do it.
Of course, too, Travis doesn't have any Infect yet, so he can afford to take some Infect damage.
All right. All right, so that's the best pump spell. So 3 poisons. Yeah, I'm keeping up my...
Who's going to dispel this? Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Alright, so now Nick has a mana leak.
Saw a Snapcaster in his hand, too. I think he might just use that as the old Ambush Viper.
No, it's
Or
a
he can just path.
secondary path.
You can just path it, too. I guess that works.
Well, he has the Inkmoth Nexus now.
That's true, yeah.
And he's all getting another land here. So now he can
Nick-
just go in on the Inkmoth.
Is Nick just stuck on 2 lands?
Nope.
Oh, I think he drew that 3rd land
Yeah.
off the opt.
He bottomed and drew the Hell Fountain there.
Yeah.
So he does have the Inkmoth Nexus here, so he can get in probably for, potentially 5 poison here.
Yeah.
If he has one of the really good pump spells.
Yep.
Either the Might of Old Krosa or the Groundswell if he has a land. I think he has a Vines, I saw.
Did see the vines, yeah.
Animate, yep. Don't cast vines.
Yes.
He says to use the
I think I saw a Groundswell in hand, but he hasn't played a land this turn,
Yep.
so it would only give it +2, but I think he's
Did he
deciding.
have a land in his hand too?
Ooh, that'd be even worse if he didn't play his land for the turn yet.
Alright, so just one. I think you want to keep. I think that's correct though. If he doesn't have another land, because you want to keep the vines to protect your creature here.
Right.
So Nick is up 4 poison now. No, he did not. He dispelled. He's at 2 poison. Oh, and he had the field.
You have to shuffle your library even if you don't search. Oh, I see. It's a basic.
Yep, and say you have to let the opponent know.
Yeah. Field of Ruin, unlike Path to Exile, Field of Ruin is you don't have to find a basic, but you do have to search your library and shuffle your library.
So Nick with some pretty timely draws here might have turned the corner pretty early.
I think so, yeah. That Ancestral is going to be coming off pretty soon, which is going to give a grip full of cards.
Yep.
Pretty good when you mulligan down to 6.
Yeah. So I think again he misread that vines a bit there. I think I would have probably still cast the Dispel. I don't know. Another Ink Moth though. And a Noble. Noble deceivingly good in this deck.
Yeah. Checking to see if the first card is a miracle. It was not.
Oh, Ink Moth Nexus though. You just attack with it for 2. He doesn't block. Spend a pump spell. Yep.
Okay.
Might have Old Crosa.
Playing on the main phase to give it +4/+4.
Yep. It's an attack for...
Attack for 6.
And he has a Vines. So he can actually kick the Vines here and win.
Oh. Okay.
See if he sees it. Because Nick targets the path, which he's going to. If he sees it, he's got it. If he kick the vines, do it.
Here's a creature. Kick the vines.
Kick
You
it,
have
kick it.
the...
Okay.
Oh, he has Dispel. Okay, okay. And then the Mana Leak. Okay.
Okay, so he had the. Alright, so you have the. He may not have a Vines. Okay, he may not have a Vines.
Okay.
Thought that was game over. Yep. Misspreading so bad.
That was close. Nick breathing a sigh of relief there.
Yep.
If I said I might.
Alright, so Nick looking to turn the corner here. It's the fairy. Yep, play the Teferi.
Yep.
Just to go up. Untaps. Earclaw Murder.
Okay.
We got a reader. Let's pull that up for you guys here.
Yeah, and then untap 2 lands main set. This has been errated.
So 2 mana, 1/1 Infect. Whenever Earclaw Murder becomes blocked, and gets +2/+2.
It's pretty funny when you know, your 2/1 actually can't really block it that well.
Yes.
So Nick is just going to get aggressive here. I think he has a Wrath of God in hand, or a Supreme Verdict rather.
Yep.
So yeah, he's just gonna cash that in while the getting's good.
I mean, he's got to answer these Infect creatures.
Yep.
Alright, and he has assembled his Tron.
Ah, boy.
So I think he's turned the corner here. Yep, gonna go up. I think that's correct here.
Just body,
Yep.
just, yeah, topping anything that's not a Infect creature.
Yep, so I think game number 2 is gonna go to the control deck here. Once it gets past a certain point in the game, it becomes very hard for the Infect deck to win.
Absolutely.
I think Travis trying to decide if it's worth playing the rest of this game.
Yeah. Not an
That's a
Infector on
land.
top. Yep.
Probably a land or a pump spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty much just not giving him a creature. I think Travis can fetch here, is what I would do.
Yeah.
Get that fresh look at the top here. Yep, he's going to do that. It's a good heads-up play there.
Travis with no fetchable lands. He just did it to shuffle his library.
He must have the other breeding pool in hand.
Yeah.
Did he only play 4 fetchable lands? Alright. This would be a Blighted Agent. Would be a good draw here. You can just get tucked though. Yeah, he's the Spell Pierce.
Just Spell Pierce, yeah.
Alright, so going to game number 3 here. That was a close one,
That
though.
was very, very close, yeah.
I like both these decks a lot, so it's you know, he's kind of eyeing up those spell skates now. Like, these probably are pretty good.
I think he still went right past it, but he's still looking at it. Oh, and he's decided for it.
I feel like Nick Baneslayer seems pretty good against the deck. Timely seems good just for the blockers. Probably the spells bring in more counters. Infect is a scary one to play against.
It can just beat you out of nowhere.
It is. When the deck was really, really popular, I hated playing against it because it was everywhere. When Tom Ross played the deck, and it was just like it was the really, really big thing. It was tier 0. It was you had to go to the tournament expecting to play Infect at least once.
Yep.
In your 8 rounds. I hate because you could just die out of nowhere. Hated playing against Infect.
I saw with Travis.
Infect and Tron were the 2 decks I hated playing against.
Now you love Tron.
And
now.
Burn. It's like playing against. There are 3 decks I've always hated playing against at a tournament. Infect, Tron, Burn. Tron is unfair and beats you that way.
Yep.
Whereas the other 2 they can top deck you and beat you.
Yep.
I have lost to Burn many, many times. Like, I've turned the corner, and I'm just like, alright, I can stabilize if they just don't draw a Boros Charm.
Boros Charm.
Infect, like, alright, if they just don't have a Vines, I got this. Vines. That's been against you a lot of times.
Yep. I got this one spot removal. Ah, Vines. I'll kick it. Yeah, okay.
A lot of times you wouldn't even kick it. You have 1 green. That was before Blossoming Defense was printed.
That's
Now
true,
they
yeah.
have 8 ways to do that.
Yep.
Blossoming Defense, arguably better.
That's
It's
situationally
it's
better.
the wording is a little bit different on Vines of the Vastwood, but
Hilariously, Vines of the Vastwood was
Target your
good.
opponent's creatures.
Yeah, it was good against when Twin was around.
Yep.
Basically, if they try to, since the weird wording, it doesn't give your creature hexproof. It makes it so any creature can't be the target of speller's abilities your opponent controls. So you can, back when Twin was a thing, you would target their Deceiver Exarch when they're trying to put the Splinter Twin on it. Splinter Twin would just fall right off.
Yep.
Then you would lose next turn when they had the second Splinter Twin. But either way, at least you stopped
You
them for a
bought
turn.
yourself a turn.
Yep.
Then you attacked for 1 Infect.
Yep.
And then you lost.
They block with their 1/4.
Yep. But it is now a 0/3.
Doesn't matter. The tokens, the copies are still
I know.
1/4s. Unfortunately. Travis being on the play is kind of scary for Nick right now.
I think he's the same thing. He's just got to keep a hand with a path
Yep.
in it. My favorite deck to play against Infect is a Jeskai control deck. Because you have Bolt and Paths and
Bold
Lightning
Path,
Helixes.
Lightning Helixes, yeah. A lot more spot removal.
Alright, so here we go for game number 3. For, as we like to say, all of the marbles.
Every single rotten tomato.
Alright, and we're not going to be able to see Travis's hand.
He's very good
There's
at
a Nick
hiding
off
them.
Nexus. Nick with a path, I believe. Maybe not. Nope.
Ooh.
Alright, Trav keeping. He has an Inkmoth. Inkmoth, I think, is his best. One of his best cards.
Well, it used to be. I think
The field, I guess he does have
Field of
Ruin.
Ruins, yeah, kind of ruined that plan.
Alright, so same thing. He may not have had a path in his hand. That may have been a Terminus. I did see a couple white cards. Alright, Nick taking the roll to 6. It worked for him last game. See if he can get that path to exile here. 3 and 6. With a logic knot.
Keeping.
Alright. You don't want to go too low.
Right.
Alright, let's see if he's got the turn 1 Noble or the turn 1 Glistener Elf. He's had turn 1 Glistener Elf almost every game.
I know. If Infect, kind of like what I was saying with Burn, if Burn can have 3 lands every game, they'd be the best deck. If Infect could just have turn 1 Glistener Elf every game, they would be the best deck.
Yeah. Did he not play anything? He just put in a play on tapped here?
No, I don't think so.
Why is Nick's Colony to play?
I guess he did. I'm not too sure.
Alright, there's the Blight Agent. That would have been a great time for a Terminus there.
Yes. Does he have the path?
He has a Logic Knot.
He can't cast the Logic Knot.
It has a Negate, I think, too.
Negate back, yeah. So he's not going to get blown out right now.
See, if Travis has another land here, he does have a Dispel.
It's funny how Inkmoth Nexus is really good in the deck, but the one downside, it doesn't tap for green.
Yes. He has a Vines, he has a Groundswell. No land, though.
Oof. Yeah, he only has one.
Spellskite. The Spellskite would be a good one to jam out here, I think.
I think so. He doesn't have. He only has one colored land.
Yep.
So he's trying to figure out if he wanted to, pump up this creature, or keep up the defense, or play a Spellskite.
2 Negates in his hand.
I think playing the Spellskite was correct right there.
Yep. He still gets blown up by a Terminus, but
Yep.
I mean that's just. I think that's just life. Right, is an opt. 2 Colonnades. So it's still no Logic Knot here. I think you just start attritioning out the with the Blighted Agent here.
Still no third land for Travis.
Now, do you activate the Inkmoth here and get in for 2, or do you just
I
kind of
think
leave up the protection spell?
I
You have a
think-
Spellskite now, though.
Well, I think because you don't know that Nick has an opt, but I think because of opt Terminus, I think you want to keep one of your creatures back or
Yep.
keep the land back.
I would agree. So he's going to try for it here.
don't think it was a Terminus, but it's thinking about it, and he does keep it.
Alright, okay, so you let the damage go through. So 2 Infect.
I think it was a Ghost Quarter that he drew. And he has a Supreme Verdict in hand.
Spends an Ancestral. Still with that negate up, so if Travis can get a land here, he would have the Dispel to protect against the negate, get that Groundswell in. But no, still just coming across for 3 here.
Still in damage phase.
So 3 Infect.
Damage, but still in damage phase. Make you sack a creature, attack your creature.
Oh, that's a...
So he has the Dispel. That was a Blessed Alliance.
Blessed Alliance. I think that's what I thought was the Ghost Quarter was a Blessed Alliance.
So you got the Verdict here.
Yep. You gonna redirect the Verdict to spell Skype? Travis is a good guy.
Alright, if he can draw a land here, he can get in for 5. Not draw the land though. He'd have that, he has a Groundswell in hand. Alright,
Okay.
not bad. It's an uphill climb though.
Yeah.
Don't know if he's going to be able to pull this one out.
Pretty much that timer on the Ancestral is kind of Travis's timer.
It is. That is the amount of turns Travis has before he... Alright, so he did draw. But I think the negate's going to put a stop to it here. He has a negate. He has 2 negates and a logic knot.
I see a path in his hand,
Ugh.
Nick's hand too, so...
Yeah, it's not looking good if you're a fan of Infect.
Right.
I think the control player has taken over the game.
I think
He's
Travis
just kind of waiting for a Jace or a Teferi.
I think Travis's luck kind of ran out already.
Because you didn't name him Tavis.
I didn't have him as Tavis. Sorry, Tavis J.
Good old TJ. I think I would tap the Forest here to at least feign a Dispel.
Right.
Gonna go with the Groundswell here. Yep, so he's gonna negate the Groundswell. Very quickly with that negate.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to cast this. Yep. So, yep, just getting in for the 1 Infect.
The 2 with the Exalted Trigger.
Yep.
See if he's
Fire
going
off
to
the
path him.
path.
Yep.
So then Travis can go for a Vines, which will get negated.
Yeah,
or
Nick has
Logic
another.
Knotted.
Yeah.
Oh, Blossoming Defense. But yeah, same effect. So, yep, that was a backbreaker.
Yep. Nick would just... All the answers right there.
Yep. Get out the stretcher. His back is broken.
Pipes are broken.
That was rough. And Travis's luck has run out here.
I think so.
I was excited that we did get to see a couple turn 3s.
Yes.
And we got to see the curse of Travis on camera broken.
Yep.
I still think he's going to call it a win for the night.
Yes. Winning on camera, I think, is just a win in general for Travis.
There are a sequence of draws that could get him out of it, but I don't know. I don't know what they are, but they probably exist. I think it involves Nick drawing 4 lands. Travis drawing straight gas. Is a Spell Skite. Spell Pierce. Interestingly, because Spell Pierce had Teferi. Not that Nick has one, but he could.
He could. Listener, oh, he's gonna Rancor up
the damage route.
He's gonna Rancor up the old 1-0, huh?
Yeah, I was saying, nope, I don't want to lose to damage. I've lost to damage before, and it feels terrible.
Yep.
I've lost to a Spellskite. You laugh. It was you. You did it.
Hey, that's why this deck is good.
Yeah, you get basic. You don't have to. No, we're gonna leave it as is. You can.
Yeah.
Look
I
at
think they're trying to discuss if they
Yeah.
he has the search, but he does not. He only has 2 basics.
Now, unlike Field of Ruin,
Yes.
Path to Exile is a May ability.
Yes.
Or May Resolution, or whatever the nomenclature is.
You just used the word nomenclature. Do you know what that means?
I have no idea.
All right. So now Nick just looking for a way to finish this game here. He's kind of assembled his way of not losing.
Right.
But now he needs to win.
Honestly, this is my favorite shotgun by playing against Infect. So you take the damage, but you're still in combat, and then you make him sick. So you can attack the creature.
I think there was a small window where Travis could have won, but not drawing that land for 2 turns.
Yeah,
I
there's.
think is what did it.
Yeah, he definitely needed that
Had
land
he
drop
gotten
earlier.
another land, he would have been able to groundswell. I think he could have got there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Control doing what Control does, kind of just throwing that wrench in at the right time.
Yep.
So Nick, I think Nick's played this game really, really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Noble? Oh, now it's the Glistener, of course.
And this is going to get pathed. Whatever, it's going to get removed to High Heaven.
It's not going to be there
Yeah,
much
it's
longer.
counterspelled. That works too. Travis with the Spell Pierce, but not going to do much here. Yeah, and with Travis's hopes, that card was put in the graveyard.
Yep. Say his hopes was put into the graveyard?
Yes. Hopes of winning this game.
Yeah.
Oh, did he draw another one?
Come on.
Oh, a Noble. Yeah, so I think he's trying to decide. Don't think he cares about the Noble. He has a Terminus in hand he can hard cast.
Yeah.
He has a Ruined Halo.
Ruined Halo naming Noble Hierarch.
That'd be great.
That would be something to check off your bingo board.
I was going to say.
Spellskite? Sure.
Yeah, pretty much you can just decide when to fire off that Terminus.
Yeah.
Yep, right now. I think that's correct. He did have the Cryptic too, but
Now
feel like he's-
Travis, yeah, he can Spell Pierce it, which I think he's going to because he's never going to have a good chance. Oh, I didn't even see the fetch land. That doesn't matter. There's never going to be a good time to cast it anyways.
Yeah, they're both on the bottom, and you were here.
Now he just needs to draw some haste or infect, which I don't believe even exists.
that'd be so good.
Right? There was like a 1 red haste infect creature, and this deck would be plain red.
Would it be red-green then?
Probably. I don't know. I think it would be red, green, blue because the Invisible Stalker wannabe
Bloody Agent?
Blighted Agent is so good in against especially against like a creature matchup.
Yep.
Having an unblockable haste or
Oh,
infect
we've turned
creature.
to Swinging with a Colonnade. And he has Cryptic mana up.
Yeah.
2 turns left.
Down to 8.
If you're a fan of Travis Johnson, it's not looking good. Good old Icky.
Icky.
I think you're just okay with that, yeah.
Yeah.
You can tap the creature for combat with your Cryptic. I think I would have probably just kept attacking with the Colonnade. But I guess he has the game in the bag. It's for him to lose here.
Yeah.
So I can see being safe there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to make one tiny sloppy mistake and just like lose out of nowhere.
Yep.
So I think that's a good play right there. I mean, if anything, Jace is going to give him 3 turns.
Yep.
So and he only needs 2 turns to live.
Yep, I think that's the same plan you're on here. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah.
Ruined Halo naming
Icar Clown Mirror.
Eager Claw Mirror.
I'll point out this does not give fist protection, so you can still kill Jace.
Now I think he can still attack Jace.
Yes, he can. So that's the new wording on Planeswalkers. I found that out at a tournament when I could have killed an Elspeth and did not.
It's not very. It's just path it anyways.
Ooh, it's the spell.
And dispel
Got
the path.
ourselves a counter war. And he's like, okay.
I
It's
say,
fine.
okay, fine, Jace is dead. Are we done yet? That was Nick. That was his brain. Like, why are we still playing? Because Travis loves playing Magic and he likes Infect.
So you're saying you would have conceded by now?
I probably would have conceded, yeah.
Yep, putting down to 4. Alright, use a way to remove the Ruined Halo and play through 2 counter spells.
Yeah, well, Travis would have, I don't know if he brought in, probably didn't, but if he had Nature's Claim.
It's flying 4/4.
I think he was going to block with the guy, pump him up to trade, but then Nick was like, yeah, my guy is flying. Oh, okay. That works too.
Alright, so some good games there. I think it was a good way to end the night there.
That was a good way to end the night, yes.
Alright, so we got to see Travis win on camera,
Yep.
and then lose on camera.
Yep.
But it was a really good game, really close game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had a good time tonight.
I think so.
Had some good games of Magic. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Whether you watch on the YouTube stream or if you watch us live. Either way, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Like I said, hop on down, get your shirts. We like them. He's got them for sale. I believe they're $13.95.
I think so.
I had a guy ask about them out there. We actually got our sizes specially ordered, but he does have small through extra large here. But if you want something else, you want something bigger, you want something smaller, you want an extra small, talk to John. He's pretty accommodating with it. He can get that ordered for you. Always good to support your local business. It's a great place to hang out. We definitely want to keep hanging out here. Like I said, we do have the pre-release this weekend.
Yeah.
It's $19. Includes snacks and pop. You get your chance to get your Assassin's trophies. Get your dual lands.
For next week.
Get everything. And yeah, don't come down for the midnight release if you're watching this. If you have not pre-registered, don't come down. It's full. Been very, very popular. But yeah, try to give John a call this weekend if you're interested in some days. Like I said, we have the Warhammer card game that's picking up popularity. Watch that promo. Brent and I are going to go play some after this. I'm going to teach him how to play. He's pretty excited.
Yes.
That's a face of excitement right there.
Yep.
But yeah, come on down. We have comic books, a bunch of different card games, Dungeons and Dragons. We talked about Warhammer last week, Warhammer 40K. We have the Kill Team. We're going to be starting up a Kill Team events shortly here. So yeah, not just Magic down here, but we definitely want you to come hang out with us on Fridays. So yeah, we're going to call it for this week, and thanks for hanging out with us.
Goodbye.